Hey everyone, it's February 28th, 2026. I hope you're having a great day today, and welcome back to the Humble Gent YouTube channel. It is wild. It's been 7 months since I made a watch collection video. I think it was titled My Dream Watch Collection, and at that time, I wasn't lying. I thought I was this close to building my dream collection, but between then and now, so many things have changed. My taste, the watches I experience, I changed completely, and right now I am that much closer to building that dream collection. I bought and sold so many watches between then and now. Today I'm going to share my current rotation with all of you. And two of these watches specific are really important to me. As a watch collector, as a watch enthusiast, I feel like all of us had that point in our lives where we went into an AD or the mall and saw watches that we couldn't afford but tried on. And we said to ourselves, one day I would love to own this watch. Two of these watches in my current rotation, I have vivid memories. This had to be more than 15 years ago, going into the AD, trying them on, knowing I wasn't going to purchase anything, but thinking to myself, wow, if I was able to purchase this watch, it would be awesome. And knowing I was able to purchase these two watches and the rest of my rotation is honestly crazy to me. So today we'll go over my watch rotation, but before we get started, we'll do a quick wrist check. So this right here is a newer watch in the collection. It is the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, the previous generation one, the generation I think is the best. This is the 41mm one, and the lug to lug is like 47 or 48 lug to lug. Very thin on wrist, beautiful bracelet. This was one of those admiration watches where I went to the AD maybe 15 years ago. This variation of the Aqua Racer is now discontinued. I believe this came out in 2015, which does track with when I went to the AD to try on this watch. I know a lot of people are not into Tag Heuer, but I am a huge fan of Tag. It's the watch brand that got me into watches. If you did watch my previous watch collection video, I had the blue version of this. I did sell that. I did regret selling it and end up buying this black one right here. And look how beautiful that dial is with the horizontal lines, that teak deck design, the little contrast of yellow on the hands and the dial there. You get this beautiful bracelet here, and the center links are slightly raised, giving it a unique look. Very stunning watch, and this watch will get its own video. So I finally upgraded my smaller watch box here. A lot of you guys were calling me out for having my $10 watch box that was falling apart with these expensive watches in it. And this one here is not really too expensive, but definitely looks a lot better. Definitely this nice wooden box here, better presentation for my watches on my desk. This Tag Heuer Aqua Racer is the most inexpensive watch in my rotation right now, but it's the watch I wear the most because I absolutely love how this looks. The first watch in the watch box here that's in my current rotation that was in my previous video was the classic Omega Speedmaster Hesalite. This watch is going to be in my collection forever. Absolute beauty. I went with the Hesalite because I love the dome crystal here. With the Hesalite, you get the warm tone to the dial. It is absolutely beautiful. And what can I say? You can't go wrong with the Speedmaster. This is a watch, like I said, will be in my collection for a very, very long time. Fits beautifully on my 7-inch wrist. I absolutely love this manual wind chronograph. It sounds so good. And look at the sweep of this chronograph hand. Absolutely stunning, and this will be in my watch collection forever. And the reset, absolute beautiful watch. I feel like everyone does need a Speedmaster in their collection. There's so many variations out there, and the newer generation Hesalite one is definitely my favorite. The next watch is the newer Omega in my collection, and I had the blue version of this exact watch in the past, which I did sell, but this one I think is a lot more beautiful than the all blue one. This here is the beautiful Omega Aquaterra, the newer generation one. 41mm on this beautiful rubber strap. And the reason this is my favorite Aquaterra is because it's beautiful silver white dial. And I'm not the biggest fan of orange, but with the orange second hand on here, with the orange on this beautiful gray rubber strap with those orange stripes on there, it really is a stunning, beautiful watch. Look at the back here, you get that beautiful 8900 movement by Omega. Metas certified, extremely accurate, extremely durable, pretty much amagnetic. Omega makes the best movements in my opinion, but look how beautiful this watch is. I love the proportions of the watch here. And I was debating on going for the 38mm, which I may do that later on, but because this is 41mm and it is all dial, it does wear bigger, but I feel like if I step back here, it doesn't look big, especially for my body type. This watch looks great. The white dial is absolutely beautiful as well. Man, look at that rubber strap, those orange stripes on it, the orange second hand, the beautiful silver dial. And with the Aquaterra, you get the classic teak deck design on the dial. It's supposed to emulate the deck of luxury yachts, I guess. It's a stunning dial with a lot of dimension to it. And this rubber strap, this really tops it off. The next watch here is a Grail watch I've had in my collection for maybe 9 months now. It's a watch that I'm gonna have forever, and it's the only Rolex in my collection. It's the only Rolex I need. I had a Modern Submariner, which I did sell maybe 6 months ago. I've owned a GMT Master 2. I owned a Modern Oyster Perpetual. I owned a vintage Datejust. But out of all the Rolex watches, the Rolex Explorer 1, specifically the 214270 Mark II, is my favorite Rolex of all time. This is not a flashy Rolex watch. It is classy, under the radar. You get the 3, 6, and 9 Classic Explorer. And for me, this 39mm that is discontinued as of now. There's a 40mm one out and a 36mm, which is great as well. But this 39mm fits perfect on my 7-inch wrist. For me, the 40mm does wear a little bit bigger. It's a tiny bit, but that tiny bit makes me not like it as much as this 39mm right here. This was one of my Grail watches. I did own the 214270 Mark I, which had a couple things this one definitely upgraded with. The Mark II definitely is a better watch. I learned my lesson selling my first Rolex Explorer. This one is going to be in my collection forever, and it really is a beautiful watch. Love the bracelet on this watch. I did do a full unboxing and first impressions on this video if you guys want to check that out. It fits perfect. The proportions of the watch are excellent. The dial is beautiful. This can be used for any occasion. It can be dressed up, dressed down. You can wear it to the beach, wear it to a wedding. It can be worn for any occasion. And on top of it, it is a strap monster. You can put literally any strap on here. It'll look great. I do prefer this beautiful Rolex bracelet, extremely high quality. I'll take a step back and see how it looks on my 7-inch wrist here. Man, it is just the perfect watch in my opinion. That brings me to the next watch here, the IWC Mark XX. This right here is another watch I absolutely love that I'll have in my collection for a very, very long time. It is very similar to my Rolex Explorer 1 in regards to the purpose it serves in my collection. I love having both of them, having the option to pick one or the other. But the IWC Mark XX is absolutely stunning. I have it on this aftermarket Forstner bracelet, which honestly elevates this watch. I know the OEM bracelet is really high quality, people love it. I'm just not the biggest fan of the styling of that OEM bracelet. So this aftermarket one here by Forstner is absolutely stunning. With this Forstner bracelet, you do get their variation of a glide lock, so you get on-the-fly adjustment, which is really nice. And I love that I got the black dial and the anti-reflective coating on this watch. Wow. Compared to the Explorer, which has little to none anti-reflective coating, the anti-reflective coating on this IW Mark XX is insane. This Forstner bracelet is very high quality, and it looks beautiful on this watch, and it fits perfect on wrist. This is a perfect size IWC. It's 40mm. This is extremely versatile. It can be used for any occasion. I also have 3 different IWC straps that look great. I have the brown rubber IWC, the brown leather, and I have the black leather as well. IWC has their own quick exchange called the Ease Exchange. You can easily put on and take off their straps, but I usually keep it on this bracelet because it is absolutely stunning. I just noticed 4 out of these 7 watches are new to my watch rotation. And the 4 watches I got rid of are watches I thought they would be in my collection forever. It shows how taste can change, how watches can change in the collection so easily, because I always want to experience new things in my watch collecting journey. The next watch is a watch that I am 100% keeping forever. It is the second time I purchased this. It is one of my favorite watches I've ever purchased, and it is the Tudor Pelagos 39. And yes, this is the second time I purchased this watch. And it is very common for me to sell watches and repurchase them. If I ever repurchase a watch, it means I regretted to sell it. Most of these watches here, I mean, I've had 4 Aquaterras, but this is my second one of this exact generation. And my blue one also had the rubber strap as well. the Rolex Explorer. I had the Mark 1 of the 214-210. Now I have the Mark 2, which will be in my collection forever as well. And of course, the first watch I had on, I had this watch twice in the past, and I repurchased this watch again because it means so much to me, and I'm planning to keep this watch in my collection for a very, very long time as well. Back to the Pelagos 39. This is my favorite Tudor of all time. I recently sold my Tudor Black Bay 58 in blue. I just was not wearing it. Once I got the Pelagos, this has been on my wrist so often. It is, in my opinion, the perfect Tudor. You get the grade 2 titanium, the beautiful black dial, ceramic bezel, and 47mm lug-to-lug, 39mm, extremely light. Beautiful bracelet. You get the T-Fit clasp on here as well. In my opinion, the T-Fit clasp is better than Rolex's Glide Lock. I love how it's spring-loaded, and it really is a perfect clasp. Look how beautiful this dial is. The little hint of red where it says Pelagos. Yeah, for the most part, it is monochrome, but that's how I like it. And the lume on this is absolutely insane. This is a Tudor that has a lume bezel, which looks awesome. And you know what? I'll show you guys the lume right now. Look at the lume on this Tudor Pelagos 39. A lume bezel by Tudor, that cool blue lume is absolutely insane. It is extremely bright. You know what, since we have the lights off right now, let me show you the lume on the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. This generation here, the lume is honestly great on this watch. Look how beautiful this is. You have two colored lume. You have the blue and the green on this Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, and the lume is extremely bright. Let's turn the light on back here. You get the thinness on this Tag Heuer Aqua Racer, the thin lug-to-lug, beautiful bracelet. I know a lot of people are not into Tag. This generation Aqua Racer is definitely my favorite Aqua Racer that Tag has ever made. So the next watch, the 7th watch in my rotation, is another beautiful watch, and I own 4 variations of this generation of Seamaster 300M. Here's the beautiful Omega Seamaster 300M. This is the classic blue, and I absolutely love this watch. One of my favorite watches of all time. The classic blue with the red accents on there. You get the red seconds hand, the red Speedmaster at the 12 o'clock. I have it on the bracelet, which did grow on me over time, and it does look great on wrist. It is a heavier watch compared to other divers in my collection, but this watch is honestly beautiful. In my previous rotation video I made 7 months ago, I had 2 300Ms in my collection. I had the 75th anniversary Summer Blue and the Seaweed Green. Both were beautiful watches. The Summer Blue has one of the most beautiful dials Omega has ever created. But I chose to sell both those watches, and I always wanted this original blue, and I definitely made the right decision. This classic blue for me is the 300M I always wanted. Sorry if this video was a little long, but I wanted to show you guys my 7 watch rotation right now. It is this close to being my dream watch collection, and honestly I can't think of any other watches I want right now. But I know there's going to be some that come out in the future that I will purchase. I will sell some of these. I will keep some of these forever. As of right now, these 7 watches are a part of my dream watch collection. And this Tag Heuer Aqua Racer absolutely blew me away. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. It was definitely time for an updated watch rotation video. It's 7 months is way too long, and it's been a while since I made a video on watches on this channel. So please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Leave a comment down below what your favorite watch or watches are in my current rotation. And what watch or watches do you think I should add to my current rotation? For me, having 6 or 7 watches is the limit for my rotation. I have more watches in my full collection, but for the watches I swap out and wear weekly, 6 or 7 is the perfect number for me. And I do respond back to every single comment I get, and remember to stay humble.
I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.